I'm at the General Motors Technical Center in Warren, Michigan, about to take a test drive in a Chevrolet Volt, their new electric car. Now, 9 months ago, I drove a version of this car that wasn't even in the correct body. It was basically just the motor and engine part of this car in a Chevy Cruze body, but this is actually, 9 months later, the production version of this car, pretty much how it's going to look and how it's going to drive in 9 months from now when it actually hits the market. And I'm dying to find out how well it actually works. So let's start it up. Not a whole lot of sound. And that acceleration is nice. This does not feel like a golf cart at all. Right now, I am driving under pure electric power, which this car could do on a full charge for about the first 40 miles. That's actually more than most people drive on an average day. So most folks could theoretically go for weeks without needing any gasoline, because if you just drive to work every day and back and plug it in every night, you're good to go. The steering feel is actually pretty nice, and the suspension is pretty nicely set up. The car takes the turns pretty well. So far, I haven't used up the little bit of electricity that this car came charged with when I started driving it. Pretty soon, I'm going to run out of that battery charge, and I'm going to start getting electricity generated on board the car, and that's going to be the tricky part. That's the part that everybody's been concerned about with that car. How will it perform when it's generating its own electricity on board, not getting electricity out of the battery? You know, when you need to put some extra electricity in this thing, charge it up for another 40-mile drive, your power cord is right here underneath the trunk. This is the part that goes into your car, and this, you've seen these before, that's the part that goes into a plug. Now, just as I was accelerating onto this higher stretch piece of road, the battery charge icon on this thing just turned into sort of a gas pump looking icon. I am actually generating electricity on board using a 4-cylinder engine. If that icon hadn't changed, I never even would have noticed it. It's, so quiet in this car, you can hardly even tell the engine is running. Now, it just went off. I went back to battery power again. So it just provided a little bit of power there, and we're kind of transitioning in and out of that. The car almost feels faster under gasoline power, but I'm sure that's just because I'm hearing that engine revving up, and I'm not when I'm driving without that. The acceleration from like 20 to 60 is actually a lot more impressive and punchier than the 0 to 60 feeling. The performance here isn't bad at all. It's certainly adequate for what the buyer of this car is going to be looking for, which is technology and efficiency in using as little gasoline as possible. When you combine gasoline power with onboard electricity generation, what GM's looking for here is an electric car that anybody can drive and buy and use as their everyday car. And pretty much that's what it's like. It's like driving your everyday car.